Hi, my name is McCaden Miles. I'm a part of Group 2, and this is our Salon project website. So at the bottom of the page, we have our salon hours, our social media links, our contact information, and our street address. While in the middle, we have testimonials, which are the reviews for our website and our product service. At the top of the page, we have the home, services, book appointment, and the login tabs. Home takes you straight here. Services will take you to our service page, which displays all our current services and the prices along with it. The book appointment page allows you to book an appointment as a customer. Now, we're not logged in at the moment, as you can see, so we cannot book an appointment, so we can't be stored in the system. And if we go to log in, we can choose customer, employee, or the admin. And that's what I'll show right now, how the customer works. So at the top of the page, while hovering over the login, we can choose customer, employee, or admin. Let's go to customer. And before we sign in, let's create an account. So here we have to enter our ID. Let's do 8989. If there is the same ID already in the database and you try to create one, it will not work. It will give you an error. First name, let's say Stacy. Rat. Address. Password is going to be 892. Let's register it. See, we get successfully registered. If not, it would have given us not successfully registered. So let's try 8989, password 892. For the username, you always want to put the ID. That is what matters. And it logged us in. So to prove that that was us, we go to profile here, my profile page 8989, Stacy, Rat, everything we entered, all the information. We can also update it. So let's change Stacy's name. She's now John. Update it, John. And in the database, it is also John, of course. Go back. So now here, everything, there's slightly some things different, like the previous appointment page or tab is now here, so you can see your previous appointments. Of course, if you're not signed in, you cannot see previous appointments because you don't have an appointment. You're not real. Book appointment page. Here we can book an appointment. Let's choose week 20, Tuesday, and then let's do color. So everything is a certain way. If you press go, things change. And we can book at 11 a.m. and now it is booked for 11 a.m. If you go in the database, you'll see that. Now, I believe that is everything for the customer on how to use the customer. Oh wait, the previous appointment page. So you click here and this will show you your previous appointments. But of course we haven't had any previous appointments. We have an upcoming appointment. While still being logged in as a customer, with the logout page, it'll take us back to the home page and logged out. So let's choose employee now. The employee, you have the ID of 2001 for one of them, and the password is, I believe it's 892. No, it's DO892. Yes, okay. So here at the bottom, we have quick tabs to click on, or we can click on anything at the top. If we go to profile, takes us to our profile, 2001 John, the password I entered. You can also update it as well. See, John's password is now just going to be regular 892. Regular 892. So if we go to appointment lookup, we can actually see our appointments. If we go to week 20, how many appointments on week 20 for Wednesday? I don't. If I go to a list of customers, it'll show me a list of all my customers. Here's Miss Stacy right here. Now recent appointments, we can see, let's see, customer ID 8989, student recent appointments with me. It'll take you here to see your recent appointments. Of course, there were no recent appointments for her because nothing has happened yet. And if we go to, or actually, I think that's all for the customer. Or sorry, not customer, hairdresser.
Alright, hello. So, this is a quick, brief video on the admin side of things when it comes to the hair salon project for spring 2021. So, I'm gonna get right into it. Um, Signing in with this admin account. So, my task consisted of allowing the admin to manage the hairstylist basically and to create a weekly schedule for them week by week. And the way I tackled this was by trying to figure out a way to like mimic what I have at work, which lets okay, Monday you're working, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And we did have some limitations when it came to like time and how that system would work, but I was very confident that this would work, and it did. So that was one of the tasks. The other task, like I said, managing the other hairdressers. So let's get into it. First, we'll try and manage them. As you can see, right here's the database 2006. Let's go ahead and add someone new. And there you go. It inserts. Cool thing about this manager is it's kind of split up into looking up and deleting and then inserting. So when it comes to looking up, just to check before you can delete someone, like the person we just entered, which is 2007, but let's go ahead and delete somebody else like 2006. All right, so we first look them up, see if they're actually in the database, and then you can't change any of their stuff right here. I made it that way so that less mistakes. But we go ahead and delete, and it gets deleted from the list, which is awesome. Then when it came to schedule, like I said, I wanted to make it more dynamic so that you don't have to look up each and every single person before you can update. You can update here. You can click OK, true, right? And then you hit update, update, update. So you change everything, and then you just click update, update, update. So you can update pretty much multiple objects at the same time. We did have a lot of limitations when it came to this. I don't know what's going on right here. Yeah, so did have some limitations when it came to that. I was just trying to think, how can we make a weekly schedule creator that's not too slow. So yeah, this is the way that we came up with. I wanted to have even more functionality and have buttons that you would click and it would be all dynamic, but I'm not good enough for that. So yeah, and then the next part right here, in case these buttons don't work, this is your backup. Right here, you're not allowed to change the names or anything like that. That would go inside the manage hairdresser. So here you would manually update the days. You would put true or false or whatever. Then my favorite part of this is down here. So the schedule and their hairdressers are completely different. So somebody can be part of the hairdressers and not be on the schedule yet because they're still new. So like Anna Williams here, 2007 is not yet in the schedule. There might be a 2007, but that's a different 2007. So let's go ahead first and delete the old one, right? Because if we look it up, it's Anna. It's not this F name or whatever. So we can delete it from the schedule, right? And it gets deleted from the schedule. And then if we wanted to add to schedule immediately, that would just put, or that should put Anna Williams in there. The final version does work correctly. But yeah, this is the availability. So you'll see, okay, this person is off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and they work 40 hours a week. So you would put them off. You would put them false Tuesday and Wednesday, and then you would count how many hours a week. Um, so 5 days would be 40 hours, because 5 times 8. So you obviously do the math, but it's cool to have this here so you can kind of do that. And then if a person needs more hours, you can go ahead and give them on the manager. And then if they're full time, they can reach a max of 40 hours. But if they're not, um, they cannot, I think, pass 35 hours a week or something like that. But yeah, so that is well, the running software, But back here, it was interesting how we had to build this, because I had to use nested iterators to make sure that when you click the update button, that it actually updates the JSP, at the same time. But there was another small piece of code that I think I may have removed by mistake, somewhere around here, that was similar to the US2, that would remove it. But the way I split it up is that DS2 means delete schedule, IS2 means insert, and US means update. So like with most of my work, it's an array list, and then we get that we get all the customers, store them inside the database. From the database, we pass them into an array list. From the array list, we pass them into the array. From the array, that's when they go inside the for loop inside a table down here. This is where it goes. And then the way how I made this work, because you need to find out the index that you've clicked when you click update 0, update 1, update 2, is that I added remember I said there's an array list and then there's an array, so I added the array's index to the name, the definition name of the input, basically. So that's how I was able to track which record was being clicked on. And similarly for the others, put a small little if statement so that if it's not null, otherwise this would cause null pointer exceptions. And then finally at the bottom, very similar to the hairdresser manager, except this is all just view only. So nice little table at the bottom, availability. So that's that for the create a schedule. Then we have hairdresser manager. Hairdresser manager, very similar to the create a schedule in the way that the data flows from the database using a method called getAll xxx. So in this case, it would be getAll hairdressers. For schedule, it would probably be like getAll schedules or something like that. So we use the getAll. We store it inside an array list, from the array list to the array, from the array to the for loop, and displayed to the user. So yeah, some validation right there. And yeah, I'd usually leave a comment somewhere that would say this is where all the magic happens, and this would be it. This is right here when you say h1.getAll hairdressers. So there you have it. My little part in the bigger project of the THS. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.
All right. So this is a video tutorial on how to work the hairdresser employee side of things, kind of in order here, so you can grab an idea of what the flow is. We started with the employee login.jsp, which is a JSP that allows you to log in. Pretty self-explanatory. Username, password, and then some validation code here. We run it. Well, I guess we don't really have to run it, but while that's working, it's once you put in the credentials, the HD login servlet gets them and makes sure that they match the ones on the database right here. And then if that is correct, it sends you to the employee.jsp, which is our sort of our area, our login area, which has just the menu that repeats itself in all of the JSPs: home, appointment lookup, list of customers, and recent appointments. Each one of those has their own JSP page. then my profile, and log out. On my profile, it's the next one that we're going to go to. It's where you are able to update your information as a hairdresser. Once you do, I guess my profile will be right here. This is it right here. We have validation to make sure that the stuff that you're putting in is good and correct. And then we have all the credentials. So it shows them as they are first, and then once you update them, it uses the profile servlet here to get the ones that you're getting, and then setting the new ones, and then updates the database. That's how you update, that's how you edit your employee hairdresser credentials. After that happens, it throws you to the update successful.jsp, which is another JSP that looks exactly like all the other ones. After that, you can say, for example, the appointment date lookup servlet. You can look up a certain appointment date. You select the week, you select the day, get the session, set the attribute, and then it sends you to today appointment. And at today appointment, that's where you figure out what date you're looking for is in here, and then you click the go button, and then it shows you the available appointments. After that, you can also use the recent appointment servlet to show all of the recent appointments. Then it takes you to the recent appointment.jsp, and this is where it shows you the recent appointments. After, once you click on once you put the customer ID information in, view customer.jsp, I think it's the same one. This may be different. This may be like the list of customers. So it gets all of the customers, and then it runs the for loop to keep the iterations going. I think that's it. I think that's pretty much the hairdresser employee flow in a nutshell. Thank you for watching.
Hi, this is Kimmy. I'm responsible for the customers for the project, and this is my business object for the customer. And here's my documentations. And it's just loading. It just needs to load, and here it is. Okay, here is my appointments business object, and here's my appointments. This is all my methods and stuff. My delete will delete the appointment from DB. Counts will count the number of records in the appointment table. Here's my strings. My insert DB will insert 1 point to the DB. Select DB will get 1 point from the DB. Update will update the appointment and stuff. And that's all that. That's a business object. This is appointment list is the one that it shows all the loops and stuff that I could do, removing appointment, get and then display it and stuff. Book appointment servlet is where I use to book the appointment. So it will insert into the database and stuff. Customer, here is my customer. Here's it'll delete. Get appointments is to grab all the database record from the appointment table, like the list of appointments. The count will count all the records from the customer. Insert will insert 1 customer to the DB. Select will select the customer, and then update will update the customer's information. And here's my customer servlet. This is the one that it shows that to make the when a customer logs in, that's the servlet to make them logs in. Delete servlet, that's the one that will delete the appointments and the display appointments JSP. This is a display appointment servlet. It will display the customer's previous appointments and upcoming ones. Lookup appointment, that's the one that you click, choose your week, your services, and the weekdays, and then it goes straight to the book appointment, and you can actually book the available ones. And here's a profile servlet. This is the one that you actually get. You get a session, and then you can actually get well, actually, when a customer logs in, they're gonna show their profiles, and they can also update it too. Sign up one is to let the new users to sign up for the customer. The sign up, this will be sign up servlet. Strings is just the easier way for me to get the drivers in the URL. So explains, and here this is all the customers and stuff, the codes, and here is the my TH login page. Here's my login, it's the validations for it. So its username and password must be greater than 20 characters. And also there is a link to go do for a sign up. Here's a sign up page. You also have a validations right here. And then here is also a link for the login page. And also over here, here's a book appointment where it shows give codes and stuff. It's errorless to actually removes and to book and insert to get the to book the appointments and stuff. So once you click on it and it removes from the table, then that means it's being booked correctly. It will be inserted into the database. Customer service. Here's the servlet profile servlet. I mean customer profile. I'm sorry. It is there's a validation, and here and also you can update the profile information for the customers. And here is the service page right here. These are all the services that we have provided in a hair salon, and also has prices and stuff. So that's pretty much it actually. Those are all of the servlet and the JSPs that I use to actually to make the customers to do all the requirements. Okay, thank you very much.